Put a chick in it, make her gay!
So, South Park declared war on Disney. Yes, I know, very original. No one's ever done that before. I mean, who would have the stones to criticize Disney? Except maybe the 16,000 YouTubers who've been doing it almost every single day for the last 6 years. But what makes South Park's critique so special? Well, they put a chick in it and made her gay. They actually put a lot of chicks in it and made them all gay too. Gay. The whole internet celebrated. There were a lot of headlines about South Park destroying Disney with facts and logic. But hold on, this is South Park. You know there's always a catch. Well, what is it? Let's join the Panda Verse and find out. Joining the Panda Verse opens with Cartman having a nightmare. It's actually just a dream, but again, this is Cartman who we're talking about, and he also tried to reform the Nazi party. So to him, this is probably as terrifying as getting your willy caught in a zipper.
I had a dream that I was replaced by a diverse woman.
Cartman's mom dismisses his concerns, and so do his friends. When Kyle calls him a fat, racist piece of crap, I fully expect Cartman to counter with a response worthy of Anti-Semitism Hall of Fame, but he disappoints me.
God damn it, I'm not fat, I'm just shamed for my body in a world where white men decide what's beautiful.
He freaks out.
What the fuck was that?
Cartman has a theory, though.
I think that what I'm seeing are windows into alternate universes.
But his friends just don't buy it.
Everyone's sick of the stupid multiverse, Cartman.
All of a sudden, Cartman gets swallowed by a bubble mid-sentence and then gets sucked into a portal. Over the alternate universe, Black Cartman is having the same exact problem.
I keep having the same dream that I'm a fat little white boy.
Her friends don't buy it either.
Well, maybe you should try not being so racist, Cartman.
Diverse Cartman disagrees.
You can't be racist towards white people, Stan.
And in my opinion, this is a total W South Park take. Now, it does look like the show is anti-woke here, but like I said, there is a catch coming up.
There's always a catch.
The "you can't be racist towards white people" line is copied straight from the wokies. Personally, I believe it's pretty stupid to hate someone for the color of their skin, when you could just hate them for their gaming setup. Now, obviously, PC gamers are the master race, no question about it. Console gamers, just filthy casuals. And mobile gamers, they deserve to be gassed. Now, Black Cartman has the same theory as White Cartman.
I think this is some alternate universe shit.
South Park goes heavy on the commentary with the stereotyping too. They changed Cartman's race and gender, but they didn't make Black Cartman any better. She's just as racist as White Cartman. And worse, they lean so hard into the angry black woman stereotype that they make her a lot less eloquent.
Hold on.
Empty and clumsy pandering. This is what Hollywood does, and South Park portrays it absolutely masterfully. As some of my friends like to say, Hollywood wants somebody black but half white. That's how you get the biracial white passing actresses get all of the roles, while the darker skinned ones get ignored. But they are totally not racist, guys. You're the one that's racist for noticing what they did. Yeah, take a good long look in the mirror. South Park leans even harder into critiquing Disney's forced diversity by swapping Black and White Cartman. Black Cartman is stuck with the white boys, while White Cartman is stuck with the diverse ladies. How does the old switcheroo work? Well, about as well as Ghostbusters 2016. They don't believe Black Cartman and the ladies don't believe White Cartman.
You're not Cartman, and multiple universes are stupid.
The boys and the ladies represent all the fans who refuse to accept these gender-swapped characters. But do the studios back down? No, of course not. In this scene, we can see that the studio and the pandering press are represented by PC Principal.
There's a diverse female where Cartman used to be, and you don't like that.
The boys defend themselves, calling it weird and senseless, while PC Principal counters with the typical Twitter NPC reply.
And if you boys don't think Eric can be a black woman, then maybe the problem is you.
The boys try to defend themselves, but PC Principal goes there. Like, you know.
Probably have a problem with Black Spider-Man, too.
But the boys, they don't have a problem with Black Spider-Man.
No, Miles Morales is sweet.
That's a whole constructed thing with its own character and narrative.
And this is the real reason why no one likes gender-swapped or race-swapped characters. Is there racism or sexism? Yeah, I mean those types are always going to exist, but they're a pretty small minority. The real problem is that the character Switcheroo is just lazy. Plain and simple. I didn't like Black Panther because the cast was black. I liked it because it was a good movie. I didn't like The Hunger Games because the hero was a woman. I liked it because it was an actually entertaining movie. And that's what most of these people want. They just want entertaining movies. But what does Hollywood do? They take a beloved movie with all of the beloved male characters, change the gender, and just expect everyone to clap like a trained monkey. Why? It is obviously a transparent and lazy cash grab. The studios don't want to take risks with these original stories that elevate women and racial minorities. No, they just want to take a well-known story with established fan base, switch out the leads, and just hope that we're all stupid enough to just give them our money. PC Principle shows how any criticism of how ridiculous this is can always be attributed to racism or sexism, and that is a seriously devious strategy. My girlfriend uses a variation of the exact same thing. If I refuse to do something she wants, she'll just accuse me of not loving her. And so I do it anyways, just to prove that I love her. And Hollywood hopes that by calling us racist and sexist, we'll go watch their garbage movies to prove that we're not those things. And that strategy would almost work, except for the fact that Hollywood has absolutely zero moral authority to lecture anybody on anything. Disney cuts out all the gay scenes when they show their movies in China. In the marketing for Black Panther, they hid Chadwick Boseman's face behind a mask, and that was because he was the star. I mean, you can't just get rid of him. In the movies with a diverse cast, Disney just cuts out the black guys out of the poster completely, or just shrinks them down into the corner of the poster. Even with The Little Mermaid, you know, that character who caused all this controversy because she was race swapped from white to black but half white, got whitewashed for the Chinese market. This is the same exact corporation that's lecturing you on morality. But PC Principle never sees a problem with that. Oh no, he is just absolutely the perfect stand-in for the entertainment press and those dang Hollywood cheerleaders.
You boys feel that your white culture is being threatened, and so you're lashing out with racism.
It's the go-to insult for anybody who disagree with Hollywood's switcheroos. But are the hacks that are actually throwing around these accusations really sincere? I mean, I can't read their minds, obviously. All I can say I know is that LA is expensive AF. If you're a writer making 3 peanuts a year at Variety or The Hollywood Reporter, then obviously the smart career move is to kiss the butts of all the Hollywood bigwigs as much as possible so that they give you a better paying job. You can easily double your salary and finally afford to move from that box under the bridge to that tent in the homeless encampment. So far, South Park seems very anti-woke. But is it really? And still, what's the catch? Well, we're gonna have to follow the 2 Cartmans. PC Principle threatens the boys with 3 weeks detention if they don't help Black Cartman. So the boys set her up with a portal to go back to our old universe. They first forge a letter from Kyle's mom permitting them to use her credit card at Best Buy. They use that to buy a high-end PC, set it up, and then again trick Kyle's mom into paying for faster internet. Black Cartman goes on Steam and loads... Wait, Baldur's Gate 3?
Wait a minute. You mean this entire time, all you've wanted to do is play Baldur's Gate 3?
And just like me, the boys just can't believe it. It really is Cartman. This is where South Park turns on its anti-woke fans. In the alternate diverse universe, white Cartman experiences a lot of casual racism and sexism.
White heterosexual males think they welcome anywhere.
He demands to speak to someone with authority. So of course, he gets arrested. He gets called a honky in the police station. And I know honky is supposed to be a derogatory term for white people, but I don't think I've ever heard anybody really use it. I mean, I guess that's kind of the point. It's a commentary on how the anti-woke tend to exaggerate everything wokies say. Anyways, if you listen to the anti-wokies, you would think that there's a white genocide going on. But there is no such thing. All the super woke girls I know are dating white boys, and the woke boys are all dating a bottle of lotion. The reason the white proportion of the population is going down is because whites are not having babies. That's it. It's just the birth rate, people. South Park is not as anti-woke as the people who've ever seen 3 clips on YouTube hope it is. It's a bait and switch. Shocker! Yes, Kathleen Kennedy is going around and putting chicks in Bambi, the Prince Eric, and even her linguini.
Excuse me. I believe I asked you to put a chick in this and make her gay.
And this is just another commentary on the exaggerations of the anti-wokes. Disney may own every franchise on Earth, but Kathleen Kennedy didn't ruin the princess movies, or Marvel, or Pixar. She's only ever ruined Star Wars and Indiana Jones. Those others were just ruined by other people. South Park gives a hint when it shows Cartman Kennedy giving orders to Bob Iger, but it should actually be the other way around. Bob Iger is her boss. He is the one who gives the orders. This inversion is intentional mockery of the amount of power that gets misattributed to Kennedy. Kathleen Kennedy also gets treated as this diversity hire who just came in and ruined beloved franchises. But that is so far wrong. She didn't just come in and ruin Indiana Jones or Star Wars. She kinda helped created them. She was there from the very beginning with George Lucas and Steven Spielberg. This woman's movies have won 25 Oscars. That is more Oscars than Harvey Weinstein, by the way. Weinstein may have done all that casting couch stuff, but the man was a movie-making genius. You kinda have to be for hot actresses to bang you when you look like that. They knew that if they slept with them, they were guaranteed an Oscar. It's why no one said anything for 20 plus years, even though they all knew what he was doing. In Oscar acceptance speeches, Harvey Weinstein has been thanked more times than God. And Kathleen Kennedy still has more Oscars than Weinstein, so you know she is good at her craft. Or at least, she used to be. In fact, Kathleen Kennedy, Steven Spielberg, and Harvey Weinstein have produced pretty much every movie you've probably ever liked, and The Last Jedi. Her actors and her writers may be diverse hires, but Kathleen Kennedy is not at all. She's definitely earned her place in Hollywood the old-fashioned way, with hard work, sweat, and family connections. But if she's so good, why did she ruin Star Wars? And for that question, South Park has you covered. At Disney, the other execs are worried that the Kathleen Kennedy they have is not the real Kathleen Kennedy. Yes, this goes back to all that multiverse stuff again, just please bear with me. What they did was that they found a Panda Stone that allowed them to make the same movies over and over again while appealing to everybody. But they pandered so hard that the multiverses collided. Cartman Kennedy from the Panda Verse came through the portal to our universe and banished Kathleen Kennedy to the Panda Verse. The Panda Verse is the universe where Cartman is stuck. That whole universe is filled with diverse women who are also gay. They kinda have to be. I mean, there's no men there. Don't really think too much about how they reproduce. It's probably just another dig at how multiverses really don't make that much sense. It's the Cartman Kennedy from the Panda Verse who is putting a chick in everything and making it gay. Some commentators have accused South Park of pulling the punches here. They believe Matt and Trey probably should have gone off harder on Kathleen Kennedy. But I think this is just misguided. Disney acquired Lucasfilms in 2012, and that's when poop hit the fan. Yes, Kathleen Kennedy runs Lucasfilms, but she's not some king who just does whatever she wants. She is a Disney employee, and she has to take orders from above. And that's Bob Iger and the board. If you've ever worked in a large organization, then you know that feeling. There is never such a thing as an individual project, because everything is a group project. No one is truly responsible for anything because everything has to go through multiple layers of management. And by the time the finished product is approved for release, everybody in the chain of command has made so many changes that it looks nothing like the original. Sound familiar? Disney paid $4 billion for Lucasfilms, so of course they were gonna milk that thing for everything it's worth. I mean, it's Disney's MO. Acquire a franchise and then make as many movies as possible so they can sell action figures. That's how we ended up with 1 million Marvel movies, 600 crappy Star Wars shows on Disney+, and live-action remakes of every single animated Disney movie, as Disney panders to everybody so it can increase its quarterly revenue by 2%. These franchises get totally destroyed. South Park actually perfectly satirized this and banned in China back in season 23. Stan and the boys are trying to make a biopic, but Chinese censors keep objecting to everything.
Oh, and no homosexuality either.
What's wrong with homosexuality anyways?
Nothing. Unless you want to make money in China.
So, blame China? Of course not. Long live Chairman Xi, the wisest, kindest, and most handsome leader in the world. He doesn't look like Winnie the Pooh at all. He also has never put people in concentration camps, and if he did, they absolutely deserved it. The reason why South Park is so good is because Trey Parker and Matt Stone have always bent over backwards to kiss Chairman Xi's butt. That's the secret to making a great movie. You let the dictators tell you what to do. But what about Kathleen Kennedy herself? Is she blameless? No, and no. But she doesn't take all the responsibility. She saves some of that blame for somebody else. In the Panda Verse, Kathleen Kennedy hunts down Cartman. He keeps running away from her.
You, come here.
No, 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 no!
She finally corners Cartman and explains.
I'm not your enemy, Eric.
What do you want from me, Kathleen Kennedy?
We get a little speech about the Panda Stone. She got hate mail for gender-swapping heroes in movies, so she doubled down to show them. The hate mail got intense and she tripled down. It perfectly explains what's been happening in Hollywood for the past couple of years. Studio execs gender swap or race swap a character to pander to women or people of color. The fans get angry, so the studio doubles down. The fans get angrier, so the studio triples down. On and on and on until it finally starts losing money. It's just the perfect system. The controversy feeds on itself around and around and around again. Kathleen Kennedy says that she just wants to make great entertainment. And given her history, I mean, it's not entirely a lie.
But as soon as you start getting piles and piles of hate mail, endless messages calling you the C word, you can't think straight.
It might sound whiny, but I did feel sorry for Kathleen. I've been through something like that. I make one lame joke and suddenly guys in the comment section are all calling me all sorts of nasty names. It stings. When I see more dislikes than usual on a video, I kinda hold off on reading the comments because I know if I do, my entire day is probably gonna be ruined. And that's from a guy who gets less than 10 negative comments on a video. The other 200 are usually really positive, and they absolutely help a lot with the pain. So, sincerely, from the bottom of my heart, thank you guys. You make this worth doing. I can only imagine how much hate Kathleen Kennedy has received. She took it all to the face while J.J. Abrams and Bob Iger got away with murder. Especially Iger. This is a numbskull weatherman who bought every franchise and ruined it. When he saw Disney was about to tank, he bailed and picked Bob Chapek as his replacement. When Disney stock started tanking and Iger's projects bombed at the box office, Chapek, the puppet CEO, took all the heat for 2 years straight. Then he got fired and Bob Iger returned, pretending to be Disney's savior. And that's just how Bob Iger rolls. He sets up other people to take the fall when he comes back, rebranding himself as Mr. Fix-It. But South Park didn't even try to roast Bob Iger. Honestly, it was probably a missed opportunity in my opinion. Nevertheless, Kathleen Kennedy apologizes for her pandering.
I'm sorry I was so reckless with the things that you love. It was just lazy.
And Cartman drops this.
I guess just wailing on woke stuff all the time is pretty lazy too.
So, South Park ended up crapping on everyone, called Disney lazy, called the wokes lazy, and also called the anti-wokes lazy. Which, it should sting, but it really didn't. Most of them probably never saw that part. I don't even think they even watched the special. They probably saw 3 clips on YouTube and made 200 videos praising South Park for the ad revenue.
Like Indiana Jones, put a chicken in it and make her name it gay!
But you gotta respect the grind. Kathleen Kennedy did apologize in real life for taking the fun out of Star Wars. It just took her until 2022, which really sucks. Kathleen, you have pandered to literally every group under the sun except for bald men. Why did they always have to play the villains? They need representation among the heroes too. I know you said you're gonna stop, but before you do, can you just pander one last time before I call you baldophobic? If Terry Crews and Jason Statham are not available for the superhero bald man role, I can make a very good Captain Comb-Over. Call my agent, have your people call my people, we'll do brunch. And if you want to make me gay, that's fine. My only request is making Will Smith my husband so he can just slap anybody who mentions anything about my hair loss.